So now you have everything that you need to use forms in your classroom. But if you want to explore more question types, like here we go. So I created a new section and I'm just entitled it more question types. And just to recap, if I want to add an image or media, I can do so here. Just note that if it's a video, it doesn't direct me to do a search here. So you would need to have the URL to be able to add a video. But it does allow you to do a search on the internet for an image. So in this case, I'm just going to do simple search word. Okay, we're going to just insert this image just to be fancy. And again, I can customize my text. Let's play with the color. I don't like that. That's not nice. Okay, so if you hover over your text, you get a text editor. So let's add a new type of question. So we looked at the multiple choice question in Questions 101. In Add a Section, we looked at text. Now we're going to look at rating. Okay, so we're going to add a rating question. And this essentially, I mean, it speaks for itself, right? So we're going to have like, now these questions are going to be for you now. They're just simply to, to use as demonstrations. So how can you customize this type of question? Well, notice you have levels. So you have, 1 to 10. In this case, I'm going to put 5. You can have the symbols or numbers. I prefer numbers. Again, you can add points if you want, make it required. And in this specific one, you could enter a label. Again, you have all of the same options, like you can copy it, move it up or down, and delete it if you're not satisfied. So let's go on with the next question type. Here we're going to put a date. Note that these question types might not necessarily be used in a quiz. Okay, I'm showing you now the features that you could use if you're going to, create a form to collect data. So you might not ask for a date in a quiz, but depending on what form you create, you might want this. So for this question, I might want, when might you be ready to demonstrate your understanding of something? You can ask the students to conference with you, when they, would be ready for a pretest, etc. Now, remember when I talked about that sexy branching feature? So let's look at it right now. So add branching. What that means is that I can direct a student to a specific place depending on their answer. So when you add branching, you get this little go-to, and it allows the students to go to different sections in the form. Okay. Now, I wouldn't necessarily use this again, like for example, now with the date. Okay. So let's say I would have, students that choose Monday, they would have like, meet me in the cafeteria. Tuesday, whatever. They would have different sections where they can go to get other information and or like have other instructions. So that could be useful for that. Again, if you're going to do something like a placement test, that might be able to help you as well if you want to, see where students are situated, like depending on what the answer is for. This could be really neat if you want to sift by result. So that's how you use rating and branching. The next videos, we're going to look at ranking and net promoter scores.